Hot like 100. Hello, 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 hello.
Loading, straight with the lyrics like I'm bowling. Keep pushing on, keep rolling. And I wanna listen, but I told him one more time. Your favorite MC's bronze or silver. These raps here are golden. Cards on the table, there's no folding. Spit bars at the club, zoning. TikTok comes along, I get ripped off. Man get pissed off when I start lift off. Sweet like flavors, cookie and biscuit. Round here, yeah, the bars I get ripped off. Picked up my song, yo, every time I tripped up. Little petty the big rock. Me and my G's do everything mixed up. Full circle, that everybody linked up. That's irrelevant, memory like an elephant. Keep it hard, but you know that it's elegant. Get mad, but always benevolent. Always moving up, just leveling. Constantly telling them rhyming, riddling. Cycle through these streets, I'm pedaling. Hibernating them bombs, she's back again. Oh, cause a little fire on the track again. Turn the music up, vibe like an icon. Yeah, if you want buff, we can go psycho. Head to head, bar to bar, turn the mic on. Turn the music up, vibe like an icon. Yeah, it's clear, it's evident. Yeah, I don't mind, I'll do it for the hell of it. Yeah, elevate bars, I regulate. Yeah, UK, we love the tune, just meditate. Think that they get it by 9, then they kinda late. Man thinks he's a bad man, but he's kinda bait. Live every day like it's my last, celebrate. Mind on the task, recalibrate. Loaded, straight with the lyrics like I'm bowling. Keep pushing on, keep rolling. Didn't wanna listen, but I told him. One more time, your favorite MC's bronze or silver. Too bad these vibes here are golden. Cards on the table, there's no folding. Spit bars at the club, zoning. That's irrelevant, memory like an elephant. Keep it hard, but you know that it's elegant. Get mad, but always benevolent. Always moving up, just leveling. Constantly telling them rhyming, riddling. Cycle through these streets, I'm pedaling. Hibernating them bombs, she's back again. Oh, cause a little fire in the track again. Turn the music on, vibe like an icon. Yeah, if you pump up, we can go psycho. Head to head, bar to bar, turn the mic on. Turn the music up, vibe like an icon. Who's the icon? Who's the icon? Icon.
Hello everyone, how's everyone today? Please hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. And I am trying out a new mic today, so we're going to see how this goes. Let me try and listen to it in my headphones, what I sound like, because I wasn't able to do a sound test. But let me know in the comment section how I sound. Do I sound okay? Do I sound more clear? Are you hearing me better? Is it still scratchy? Okay, so I can see one person saying, yes, okay, it's all clear. Do you feel like it's better or worse than the last microphone I was using? Okay, one person saying a bit of an echo. Someone else was saying all clear. Is the by echo, do you mean the buffering? Because that's a bit different. That's not anything I can clear up with the mic. That's the internet connection. Okay, Annie, you saying it sounds better. All right, well, I guess I'll know when I listen to it back. But thank you so much for your comments. Right, let's get to it. Today is going to be a quick one. by the way, I'm actually moving countries. I moved countries again. I am moving on Sunday, and it is a 20-hour move process. So I've got 2 different flights and then a layover, which is like 8 hours. So I'm not going to say which country I'm going to at the moment, but yes, I have got a very long journey starting very early Sunday morning. So I might actually still do a podcast, maybe during my layover. I mean, I managed to do one during my layover last time. And yeah, I'm very excited about the new place I'm going. A, because almost everybody I know has been, or everybody I know who likes to travel, and I've never been. So I can, well, I will tell you that I am going to a country in Southeast Asia. So that'll give you a clue. But yeah, I decided to just leave Turkey a lot earlier than what I had originally anticipated. I was meant to spend September doing exploring a little bit more. I even considered maybe just doing like one day trip where I flew to a nearby place and then flew back in the evening, but it's just too much stress to do last minute. And yeah, I can always just come back to Turkey. But I've had, a decent 2 months in Istanbul. I really enjoyed it, but now it's just time to move on. So yeah, just a heads up, Sunday is moving day. And you know what moving day can be like with me, if you've been with me for a while. Right, on to the royal news. Actually, some very fabulous news. Today, we have some confirmations from a Sussex spokesperson. They said that the Duke and Duchess of Sussex are going to be delighted to be attending the Invictus Games in 2020. Invictus in my tongue is all over the place. The upcoming Invictus Games in Dusseldorf next month. Yay, we finally got there. Harry will be there from the start, and Meghan will join him later on in the competition. They'll both be at the closing ceremony. All right. That's great to hear that Meghan is going to be coming over and that we will get to see her. Also, before that, Harry will be going to the World Child Awards. Now, this will be pretty much nearing the anniversary of Lizzie's passing. And if you remember, the day of Lizzie's passing, there was also the World Child Awards. And one of the first signs that Lizzie was gone was that Harry and Meghan cancelled their appearance at the awards that evening. So I'm sure emotions are going to be very high for Harry, but we know that he's been doing the work. And when we saw him at Charles' coronation, I mean, he hopped, skipped, and toddled into that coronation, was smiling, saying, "All right, mate." Literally just came with the clothes on his back and a hanger and went straight back. I mean, who could forget? So I think that both Harry and Meghan are in a much better place. And seeing Harry's confidence when he came back for the coronation lets me know that he's going to be A-okay. He's, here to give his support to World Child. I think it's one of the only charities from his time as a working royal that he was a patron of that he has actually continued to work with, other than, of course, Invictus, which is, or that's because Invictus is his. Lottie said, "Anne, when would you be finding traveling?" Sorry, could you ask me that question again? Not quite sure what that meant. Yeah, I love the hanger too. I love the hanger too. I mean, that was a sign, right? I am done. Church Nelly, you want to travel too? Straight to Nacho's house. Oh my god. Police! I need I need Baron's police video. Police! Church Nelly's on the list. Okay, and this was the official statement. Let me just get it up. One sec. And it's great to see that Harry has kept at least one of his patronages and the one that he is so passionate about. That they weren't able to take that from him, at least. All right. So Harry said, for nearly 20 years, Well Child has been transforming the lives of children and young people across the UK, providing critical care that prioritizes the physical, mental, and emotional well-being of these individuals and their families. The courage, strength embodied by these young people and the tireless devotion to those who support them never ceases to inspire me. I'm honored to attend this year's award ceremony to celebrate their incredible work. It says that Prince Harry will be attending the prestigious 2023 World Child Awards, taking place in London on September 7th. So we look forward to that. Rahini, hello. Have we noticed that there is virtual silence on Lizzie? It's as if she never existed. Yes, we done noticed that from the very beginning. It is weird. They're not doing anything to commemorate the passing. It's the way that the palace and everybody in the palace has behaved since Lizzie's passing is very telling. I mean, with family like this, who needs enemies? They just forget about you. Thank you so much to Noreen for being a member for 13 months. Much appreciated. I mean, let's not forget, pretty much as soon as as soon as Lizzie passed, you had Camilla and Catherine rummaging through her jewelry box. It was just so weird. And then showing up to the funeral wearing her jewelry. I don't even want to go back there. Lottie, you said, I was asking when will you be finished with these trips? I actually don't have an end date. I work remotely. I do freelance work. I write books and travel guides. So it's just really when I feel like going back home to visit. But as I've mentioned before, maybe you missed me saying it. Eventually, when I do settle, it won't be back in the UK. I will not be settling back in the UK. When I'm ready to buy a home and really have a base, it will be on mainland Europe. I just don't like the direction overall the UK is going. And that's very sad for me to say, despite everything, I know it doesn't always sound like it because being on this podcast and having to see the way, the media has treated Meghan and the politics and all of that stuff. But despite all of that, I really do love my country. I really do. But it's just there's so many things going on in the UK that I cannot see myself living there into my old age. So I'm just enjoying traveling now, and then when I'm ready to settle, I will probably rent in another country until I can afford to buy. The good thing, so far at least, let me not jinx it, but even with Brexit, countries where you could actually get a mortgage on mainland Europe as a UK citizen, you're still able to get a mortgage as a foreigner. So there's still a chance that I can, find affordable housing, and that's also another reason why I've decided to leave the UK. So there's really no end date, Lottie. And if you would like more info on, traveling and how you can travel long term, Please do check out the links in my bio, where I have links to my travel guide. Also, though, I do want to plug the Exodus Summit, which is being run by Stephanie Perry and her associate. Stephanie Perry is an amazing YouTube personality who focuses on travel, specifically for Black women, travel and expat life for Black women. But I think her content is useful to anyone. So if you really are serious about making the leap, go check out Stephanie Perry and definitely check out the Exodus Summit. All right, Connie Palmer, thank you so much for the super sticker. Always appreciated. If you're just joining us, please hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. Also, please do give me feedback on the audio for this podcast because I'm using a new mic today. It did cost me quite a pretty penny, so I hope that it's worth it. All right, so that's Harry coming for World Child. Very much welcomed. Now, two people who I don't think will be welcomed where they're going, Charles and Camilla. Charles and Camilla have decided to go back to France. Now, France was meant to be the first stop after the clowning. But there was protest. And Buckingham Palace have announced that the King and Queen will undertake a state visit to France, visiting Paris and Bordeaux from the 20th to Friday, 22nd of September. The visit will celebrate the shared history, culture, and values of the United Kingdom and France. Somebody please remind me again what France did to its monarchy. Notes to the editors, the state visit will mark His Majesty's 35th official visit to France and Her Majesty's 9th official visit. I found it very tasteless personally that they chose to go, or they wanted to go to France as one of the first appearances as King and Queen, given that is the country in which Diana passed away. And then to make it even more gross, Camilla commissioned Diana's dress designer. So she would have showed up to France wearing a dress made by one of Diana's most worn and favorite and written about and photographed dress designers. Very strange to me, but doesn't surprise me anymore. It's just to be expected. I think that Camilla wants everything Diana had, but just can't get it. Because Diana wasn't just dresses and crowns. It was her whole essence, her whole aura. And when somebody has that and it's authentic, it's not something that somebody else can replicate. It's something that's special to them. And Diana had it in her own way. Harry also has it, but in his own way, as does Meghan in her own way. Miss B Talk, she said, how I could travel like that, but I'm looking after my mom. No hope of that for a while. Well, I hope that your mom does get better. It is difficult when you have people to take care of. I do have a severely disabled sister, and I'm very lucky that we have people to help. But I do most definitely understand where you're coming from when it comes to family. And, family does come first. If my family does need me, I'm on a plane and I'm going back home. I Heart Sussex World, are you going to travel to the US? Not in the near future, no. Mostly mainland Europe, Southeast Asia, the Far East, and South America and Central America, but not North America. That's not on my list at the moment. If you want to follow a travel content creator that is doing North America, though, go check out Eva Zubek. She wrote the forward for my book, and she's actually overlanding in the US right now. Amazing content, really showing me a completely different side to the US. Really enjoying her stuff. Guys, you should see what's going on right now. One of the cats is like I don't know if it's trying to give me something, but it's like pushing something, trying to push something underneath the door. I don't know what that's about. I fed it. I cleaned its litter box. I gave it attention. I mean, if this is like a tenth of what having a child is like, oh, I don't know. Okay. Next thing. Randy. We haven't talked about Andrew for a while. He's been laying low. So, Priti Patel has apologized to Charles after an email about Andrew's security has leaked. And this is one of the great scandals that Harry is not being given security, despite arguably actually being a higher or being at higher risk of being targeted than even Andrew. But Andrew had the advantage of hiding under the Queen's skirt while she was around. But now that she's gone, obviously there has been a lot of back and forth between him and Charles. So Priti Patel has apologized to King Charles for causing embarrassment and difficulties after reportedly suggesting a review of Prince Andrew's security should be launched. Andrew no longer has taxpayer-funded police protection, according to reports, after giving up his HRH title after his association with the child ex-offender J.E. Epstein and an out-of-court settlement in a US civil case dominated headlines. I don't know if I 100% believe that he's not being taxpayer funded or that money isn't somehow coming from the taxpayer. Anyway, a leaked email from the former Home Secretary to the King's principal private secretary, Sir Clive Alderton, this is one of the vipers in grey suits, by the way, reportedly backed Andrew's efforts to get his $3 million a year security back. But Alderton is powerless to make any changes to royal protection. After Patel's email to Alderton was leaked, she told The Sun, "It is disappointing that this correspondence has been leaked into the public domain, and I apologize to His Majesty for the embarrassment and difficulties the publishing of this correspondence has caused." Andrew stepped away from public life after his disastrous Newsnight interview in 2019. So it goes on about also his dealings with Epstein. But yeah, I mean, this guy has lived his whole life in the lap of luxury and still being protected. I mean, how sad is this? If he was not in the royal fold, what would Andrew even be doing? And the annoying thing is, if he's not being propped up by the British taxpayer, he'll just go fishing for money from other nefarious figures, be doing some cash for honest nonsense. All right, let's wrap things up. That's all I wanted to mention. Some good news, at least. We know that we'll be seeing Meghan at the closing ceremony for sure. And we'll be seeing Harry at the World Child Awards also. And we've got the Invictus documentary coming up and the whole games. Still no word on where we can actually watch the sport, but if I find out anything, I will let you know. Right. Hear me out. What? Listen, if I ever come to the US, I will most definitely let you know. To be honest, the only reason actually the US isn't on my list is just because it's so much more expensive to travel around the US. So much more expensive. Whereas traveling around Southeast Asia, South America, super cheap. Let's see. You better hope it's not a mouse. The number of cats in Istanbul, I doubt there is a single mouse in the city. I doubt it. Like the cats in this city could stage their own coup. They are everywhere. And actually, as I was walking home today, I saw a litter of 3 babies multiplying as if there aren't enough already. The cats are like their own attraction here in Istanbul. There is not a single mouse. Lights out. Are you leaving the kitty? I'm absolutely leaving the kitty. There's 2 of them. Connie, and your cat wants to show you he or she has been hunting. Oh, is that what it is? Do you know what it is? It's got this little black toy-looking thing, and that's what it's passed underneath the door. Like it's actually pushed it underneath the door. So is that what it's doing? It wants to show me that it's been hunting. Okay. Thanks for letting me know. Thelma Christmas, thank you so much for the super sticker. Much appreciated. Yes, cookies and cream. Can't wait to see our favorite couple. It's gonna be a Sussex September, unless, I mean, I don't want to jinx it, but you know how these people are. When Meghan went to get her award at the Miss Foundation, weren't we having a great time? And then boom, they come with their BS. We're still awaiting further details on what happened that evening, because you know there's CCTV. Oh. All right, folks, I will leave it there. Thank you so much for coming as usual, and I will see you tomorrow. Ciao.
Hot like 100. Hello, 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 hello.
Loading, straight with the lyrics like I'm bowling. Keep pushing on, keep rolling. Didn't wanna listen, but I told him one more time. Your favorite MCs, bronze or silver. These raps here are golden. Cards on the table, there's no folders. Spit bars at the club, zoning. TikTok come to London, get ripped off. Man get pissed off when I start lift off. Sweet like flavors, cookie and biscuit. Round here, yeah, the bars I get ripped off. Picked up myself, yo, every time I tripped up. Little petty candle, the big rock. Me and my G's do everything mix up. Full circle, that everybody linked up. That's irrelevant, memory like an elephant. Keep it hard, but you know that it's elegant. Get mad, but always benevolent. Always moving up, just leveling. Constantly telling and rhyming, riddling. Cycle through these streets, I'm pedaling. Hibernating and boom, she's back again. Oh, cause a little fire on the track again. Turn the music up, vibe like an icon. Yeah, if you want buff, we can go psycho. Head to head, bar to bar, turn the mic on. Turn the music up, vibe like an icon. Yeah, it's clear, it's evident. Yeah, I don't mind, I'll do it for the hell of it. Yeah, elevate bars, I regulate. Yeah, UK, we love the tune, just meditate. Think that they get it by 9, then they kinda late. Man thinks he's a bad man, but he's kinda bait. Live every day like it's my last, celebrate. Mind on the task, we calibrate. Loaded, straight with the lyrics like I'm bowling. Keep pushing on, keep rolling. Didn't wanna listen, but I told him. One more time, your favorite MCs, bronze or silver. Too bad these vibes here are golden. Cards on the table, there's no folding. Spit bars at the club, zoning. That's irrelevant, memory like an elephant. Keep it hard, but you know that it's elegant. Get mad, but always benevolent. Always moving up, just leveling. Constantly telling them rhyming, riddling. Cycle through these streets, I'm pedaling. Hibernating them, boom, she's back again. Oh, cause a little fire on the track again. Turn the music on, vibe like an icon. Yeah, if you bump up, we can go psycho. Head to head, bar to bar, turn the mic on. Turn the music up, vibe like an icon. Who's the icon? Who's the icon? Icon. Who's the icon? Who's the icon? Icon.
Icon.